Hello everyone, as promised I said I'd do another standing video, so here we go. We're going to start nice and gentle. I have got a bit of support today, so I've put a chair, any chair will do, that's about waist or hip height, just for a few of these exercises. You may not want to use a chair, you can just use hands on hips and do them without the support. But we're going to start, as usual, with a nice easy breathe. I hope everyone's feeling good and relaxed and taking it as easy as possible. So as we breathe in through noses and out through the mouth, we're going to feel those ribs expanding out to the side, and calmly and easy. Feel that back of the rib cage widening and opening, letting those shoulders relax. As those breaths get into a nice, settled, deep breathing routine, slowing the out breath down, we're going to take arms out to the side and breathe them back down. So as we do, I'm just turning my palms to the front, letting those little fingers lead rather than thinking about the arms, letting the fingertips float away and back down, and floating away and easy. If it's feeling good, just let it come all the way to the ceiling. And breathing out. Hips are over the feet, the ankles, and over. Coming all the way up. Bigger breath, and this time let the back relax and up. So we're just getting a bit of movement in that spine. Lengthen. One more. And slowly let the arms relax back down. As we're standing, let's feel those feet out across the mat or the floor, opening those toes, feeling equal pressure at the little toe, the big toe, and the heel. You can just check by rocking slightly forwards and backwards, making sure that the weight is in the center. Let those shoulders relax. Easy through the legs. Check the hips are above the knees, shoulders above the hips. And we're going to just take those arms up. A little bit more movement, dropping those shoulders. Lots of space around the ears today. Just going to reach one arm, stretch out the side of the body, and the other one. Stretch it away, reaching up and lengthening, breathing with it. Let the arms get longer, the spine stretch through. Keep those feet and legs nice and relaxed. Just one more each side. And bringing them down. We're just going to take a little wider position with the feet, and we're going to make our reach out to the side diagonally this time, up to the corner of the room, just twisting that body a bit. Again, knees just relaxed. You might move the weight across from one leg to the other as you reach, but we're getting a twist through the body. Just one more each side, and back to the center. And then for that spine again, just letting the shoulders and head roll down all the way through the body. Feel as if the top of the body drops over a fence, and then slowly let the rest come down too. Doesn't matter if you want to let those knees relax a bit or whether you keep them straight. Coming through every vertebra one at a time. The top of the neck, through the shoulder blades, Breathing out as we go down through the waist. Letting those hips come with you, the pelvis and the lower spine. And then breathing in through the belly button. Pulling up through the waist. Letting the shoulders roll up too. Nice and easy. And back down. Oh, I'm just going to have to let the dog out. Off you go. That hasn't happened before. She sat through them all. So just keeping that nice rolling down going. As we get to the bottom, we're just going to lift into a flat tabletop back. So pushing the head away. Trying not to push into the bottom too much. Keeping the weight over the toes and relax it down and roll up. Rolling down. Breathing in, lengthening that spine. Rolling it down and rolling it back up. One more go as we come up. And all the way through. So hopefully everything's feeling nice and warmed up now. We're going to just let those hips get a little bit of movement. So this is a time, if you want to use your chair or a support, you can, or you can just stay with the center. We're just going to rest those hands on our hips so that we can feel the hips are not doing any of the movement, it's just the legs. So either with a little support, I'm going to lift the knee and lower. Lift the knee and hold. So we're just going to take a little circle around. The knee is moving around, but we're feeling the movement through that hip. And we want it to be as easy as possible. So whatever feels good for you, trying to breathe with each circle. If you want to take a few the other way, round and in. Just two more. And relax. So if you want to turn around and use the other hand, you can, or you can keep those hips, and we just take that balance to check that we've got a good, easy balance, and then ready for our little circles. So trying to keep those hands and those hips absolutely level, watching that as the hip circles, we're not lifting the pelvis as well. There'll be a bit of movement. It's not too strict because we want the movement. And then we're going to come around the other way. Through. Popping your heel down at any time. Or your toe if you need. Two more. One and two. Oh. And now we are going to use our little bar. So we're going to start with our feet just a small way turned outwards. We have to be really careful that we're squeezing those glutes, keeping the insides of the thighs turned around to face us. Doesn't have to be a big wide movement, small position with those feet, just a little 90-degree V. We want to be right up above our heels, shoulders easy. Engaging that abdominal, we're just going to do a little bend and stretch and a little rise up onto our balls of our feet. Bending, stretching and rising and lower. As we do this, we're zipping up the legs, the insides of the legs, squeezing those glutes, zipping up and pulling taller as we go up. It doesn't matter if you don't come up very far, even if we just get the heels off, We're making those inside legs and those glutes working. So we're going to stay down, press onto our toes. So how far we can push into those toe joints, whatever feels comfy or not so comfy, keeping lifted through the middle, and then squeeze up and zip those legs together as we pull those heels down. Press and push, keeping the hips still as we lift the heels. Lifting up and lowering. 2 or 3 more. Press and toes. Zip and squeeze those glutes. Press and up. Stretching those legs. Now pulling away as if you didn't want to go down. And the very last one. Up and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Trying not to bring the body down. The heels are pulling it there. And turn those toes in. Working quite a lot of our glutes today. There's a bit more to come. So just to stretch it out the other way. Parallel feet. Hands onto those tops of those bums. Lifting nice and tall. And just reach and lengthen back a little way. Easy knees. And roll the body forward. We're going to take wide legs this time. So this is our wide gap between the heels. Toes just a little bit to the corners. Knees are going to go wherever the toes are. So if your toes are a bit further in, and all the time we're feeling as if we've got our hands on our knees, pressing them out. We're keeping our hips. This is not a squat with the bottom going. This is just down in the elevator. Might not be very far, or it might come a bit further. So if you need the bar, it's a good one to use here, or the chair. So keeping nice and tall. We're going to do exactly what we did with heels together. So we're going to press and stretch and heels off. Breathing, lifting and breathing. This time we're going to stay down, heels come up, zip up towards those thighs, pulling them in, using those glutes and then pulling the heels down. Press and lift. Up and press and lift and up and down. One more, and we're going to reverse it this time. Up and down. So we're just going to do 3. Lifted, up, heels off, press into that bend as low as we can go, and then pull the heels down and back up. Lift and press. Push and up. Lift. This is the last one. Press. Try and keep the hips where they are as you pull the heels down and lift. And walk those feet in again. Just that little curve of the back and that little reach to ease things out. So we're going to do some leg lifts. We're going to do some behind us and some to the side. So for this one, we can rest on our chair, or we can have our hands on our hips with a slight lean forward. So feet are underneath us, a little bit of a bend. You can rest with your hands here. We're going to take, I'm going to take my right leg. We're going to do both, so it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to do a calf stretch first. So I'm going to push into that heel, keeping my hip over the heel and the center of the other foot. I might come up a little and press. A little dynamic push into that heel. And another, and another. And now, when we're in this position, we're going to shift the weight a little bit forwards until that foot comes off the floor. We're trying to keep lifted through the centre. We don't want to collapse the back. If it's too hard to lift that leg, come forwards onto those forearms. We're just going to take little lifts. Touch the toe, nothing moves, and lift. If we've not got that bar, hands on hip is fine, or anywhere else that suits. Squeeze and squeeze. Breathing with it. And just 2 more. Squeeze. Squeeze, and then we're going to hold it there. And curl, just 4 curls. Pointing the foot, we're going to keep the knee exactly where it is. So don't let the knee drop. Keep the knee high and squeeze higher. 4 and lower. We're going to take a little bit of a roll. Again, just to curl that forwards and reach back. We're taking the other leg, so stretching out into that calf stretch. Press, keeping forwards on the weight. Squeeze and lengthen. A little bit of press if you'd like to. Pushing it back. Pushing it back. Pushing it back. And then bring that weight forwards. Here we go. Lift. Lift. So we've got to watch that belly button and those hips don't dip as we lift. Squeeze. Squeeze. Just 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Hold it up there. Now keep the knee where it is. 4 curls. Curl. Don't let anything drop through the middle or that knee. Squeeze that glute. And bring it back down. Just relax that lower spine again. And back. Oh, well done. So we're going to do one more thing holding on. We're going to take our side legs. So hand on the hip. Obviously this can be done standing without the support if you want. So we're going to take our leg out to the side. And we're going to do little side lifts. Just small. We're going to try and keep that hip where it is and squeeze into the side of the leg and the glute, keeping our toes and our knees facing forwards, not facing the ceiling. We want to be feeling it around the back here and down the side and back of the leg. We're going to hold up there after the next 2. And hold. Now we're going to curl the leg again, keeping the knee right out to the side, flexing our foot. So we're going to press behind, lifting the knee as high as it'll go and then push. And try not to let go of the center, keeping lifted through the opposite side. 3, 4, hold that squeeze if you can. Push it a little bit more, keeping the bent leg, and bring it in. 1 more little reach and little curl. We're nearly there with this tough bit. So we're going to do the other leg. Again, we can turn round, do it with our leg, keeping our hold on. Watch that hip isn't going to be lifted. Lift right out of the supporting leg. Here we go. Little lifts. Try to feel like that leg is lengthening away. Getting longer all the time. Keep that knee facing. It may only lift a tiny bit. It may only come a little bit off the ground. If you're having trouble getting that leg lifting, do it with a bent leg. And 2 more. And hold. So keeping the knee where it is, Lower leg bends back, foot presses. Keep the knee lifted and push, 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 and push. Squeezing into that buttock. Hold it there and bring it down. Oh, some nice work there. You'll know you've worked those bits tomorrow or the next day. So we're going to take a little bit of easing out with the top of the body. I'm going to take our arms up and open them wide. So easy through the legs, let the knees bend. We're going to take a twist. If you've not got room to extend your arms here, then just take them into that Cossack position or the cactus square position, or here. So easy knees, keeping those hips facing forwards, breathing in to prepare, out as we twist. So we're trying to keep those arms in line with the shoulder. We don't want that front arm to fold across. We want to keep wide through the front. Breathing out and breathing in. And in. One more each side. And back to the center. If those arms are feeling okay, let's just do 6 little circles. One way and 6 the other. And then 6 more each way. Keep breathing in. There are 6. I've lost count. And 6 the other way. And relax it down. Good work. So we're just going to take some gentle lunges this time. So we're going to take our feet underneath us. We need a little bit of room either side. Those arms are going to go out. We're trying to feel that the back of our top part of our arm is supporting us, as if those arms were floating on pillows. We don't want the shoulders to be doing anything. Nice and easy. So we're just going to take a leg to the side and then we're going to drop onto it, a bend and a push. So we're keeping this bottom leg and heel on the floor, straight leg, heel on the floor, little pushes, push and push, breathing in and out. If we'd like, we can add some arms. Lift and drop. Lift, drop. So we're trying not to pick that hip up like we did in those side leg lifts. One more and we're going to balance up there. Touch if you need to, like me. And then I'm going to do the same with the other leg. So arms are going to be easy at the side. Leg, little lift. Here we go. Pressing and lift. Press, lift. Push, away. Push. Keeping those knees coming straight forwards. Press. Not lifting the hip. It's not a high leg lift. It's a balance and a press. Let's use those arms and lift down. Trying not to let the shoulders lift. 2 more. And balance. Right over that leg. Hold it for a second longer. Lift that leg a little bit more at the side. Lengthen through the body. And relax. Good work. Okay, on a theme of shoulders, backs, And those glutes, we're going to take that big wide position again. So we're going to take those arms up and we're going to do our pull back, pulling those elbows slightly behind and reach and pull. Feeling lifted through the center, not popping those ribs out, keeping those connected to the abdominal. Zipped up the front. No movement between the waist and the rib cage. We're going to add a bend, so we're going to bend and stretch and bend and stretch, bend. And we're going to add a reach to the side. So as we come up this time, we're going to stretch the legs and reach side, but we're not going to tip over through the hips, just the body. Down and reach, down and reach. Try to make both arms reach equally. Watch it's not the top one. Keep that bottom arm lifted. Reach and up. And up. We don't want those elbows too close to the ears. A bit of space. Watch that we keep in line. So feel like you're sandwiched between two panes of glass, in between the double glazing. One more each side. Pull and stretch. Pull and stretch. And down. Ooh. So I think we've done quite a bit of work there. Let's go for a little balance. We're taking breath and arms and our knee lifts. So as we breathe in and lift the arms, we're just taking a knee float. And the other one. Trying not to rock side to side too much, growing up to the ceiling instead. So next time we've got our right leg, and I'm going to do opposite. If you're standing watching, I'm going to hold that leg up there, nice and easy. I'm going to open the arms wide. We've practiced this already. We're going to take that twist. Nothing happens below the waist. Oh, I'm wobbly today. Just drop your toe if you need to. I'm going to drop our arm across the outside of our leg and just twist a little bit more. So the other option is to have the leg down. Little bit more, wider and back. Going to take the other leg, twist around to the side, making sure those arms are wide open, then cross across the outside of the leg and just twist a little bit further. Can you see behind? Keeping this front arm extended down. Twist through that waist and back. Brilliant work, if you're keeping up with that. So the next one we're going to do is just a breath up, and we're going back to those bends and rises. Bend and heels. Knees bend, legs straight, then heels lift. Up and out, and up, and out, and up. One more, and we're going to hold it up there. And hold, just a little balance. Can we circle those arms? Staying up there. And next time the arms are up, we're going to pause and slowly lower those heels. I'm going to take a little breath down and up. ease it out. I'm going to do one more stretch. So today, feet under us, we're going to do our roll down and just a little hamstring stretch there. If you want to make that a little harder, cross those feet over. So legs tight together, little toe to little toe. Try not to let the heels drift apart, both legs facing forward. We're just going to roll down, chin, neck, let those arms stretch down and reach to those toes, wherever that is for us. If you find it easy, take the hands behind the legs and just pull that chest in a little bit more. You might want to just hang with the arms, or you might touch the floor. And then breathe when you're down there. Can you go a little lower? Watch you're not pushing into the bottom and the spine. Try to keep the weight over the toes. You'll get more of a stretch. Rolling up. And 3 more big breaths. Breathing and dropping. Swinging and breath. And one more. And then we're going to stretch the other leg. So this time the other leg crosses over. Or if you did side by side feet, we're just going to repeat it. Letting the head and shoulders go down first. Feeling that lift through the waist. Pulling each vertebra down and relaxing as low as you can. Arms wherever is comfortable. Keep that weight over the front of the feet, the toes. Easy through the necks, heads and shoulders. Just take 2 more big breaths. Each time sink a little bit lower. And then slowly uncurl. And to finish off, just a nice easy swing. We're just going to let those arms flop around the side, keeping our knees relaxed. Doesn't matter if the hips go with you a bit. Easy and floppy. You've done a lot of work there with those glutes and those legs. We've done quite a bit of work with that lower back and a bit of work on the arms. So our final balance is just to come back to the center. Easy. Just take one leg off and balance. You can stay here, or you can bend the knee and rise. Bend the knee and rise. If you want to take support, you can always do that. Little bend and a stretch might be enough, or a bend, a stretch and lift that heel. One more, or just standing in this position. We're going to take the other leg. So either a little bend and a stretch, or stand, or bend and a rise. Bend and heel lift. Keeping it really calm. You choose the balance that works for you. So, bringing it back down after the next one. And drop. And just a good shake out for everything. Let everything feel easy, those shoulders, those hips. And one last big breath in. And let it drop. Bring it back up and then slowly let those arms float back. Feel easy, as if you were floating above the ground. Nothing, no tension. And thank you very much I hope that's not too drastic. I think it is working the backs of the legs quite a lot. I'll be interested to see how you get on with a little bit of the bar work. And I hope everyone's keeping well. I don't know when we'll be back, but I hope it's not too long. Thank you for being here today. Take care. Bye.